Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy High Five Vega. This is day 8 of the 12 days of streaming. And tonight, I have not one, but two guests. It's my dude Phil and my dude Adam from Karma Mobile Audio. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Uh-oh. Adam's got a little freeze frame action going.
Lost him again.
We're here. Do I?
All right.
Dang it.
Hopefully that'll clear up.
Kids are playing video games.
Yeah.
Is it still bad?
That's a little out of sync, but I think it'll catch back up. Oh, there we go. We're good now.
All right. Let it ride? Okay.
Yeah. We're good. All right, fellas. So why don't we start this off and talk about how I met you guys? What was it, 2014?
Yeah.
Finals.
Finals, first old school stereo meet.
That's where we met in person.
That's where we first met in person. And we all looked a little bit younger back then.
A little thinner.
It is what it is. Maybe a little skinnier too, who knows?
I know I was.
Yeah. But since then, you guys have tested every speaker on the market, I think, every high-end speaker anyways. And now you're making your own speakers. You guys kind of want to introduce yourself to the people and tell them, kind of your story. And then mainly the story about Karma Audio, mobile audio.
Let me go first, Phil.
You go first.
All right. Oh, man. I had a stereo in a car before I could drive. I was like 15 years old, just hooked on it. Had older friends with older brothers and sisters that had older boyfriends. And so that was the hook, man. Hearing the cars bumping down the street, riding your bike up and down the street, that was the hook. And I started working at a car audio shop at 16. I think I hung out there long enough. They finally were like, listen, we may as well pay you. You're going to be here. So I met Phil for the first time in a Phoenix Gold forum. Just hung out 2014 finals when I organized the old school stereo meet. That was a lot of fun. Phil and I hit it off pretty quick, just wandering around, BSing. A lot of the stuff that I did, he was doing back in the day, and it's been a great friendship since then. Had an opportunity to get back into competing and kind of drugged back in by another friend a few years ago that wanted to start a company. We worked through some tough times, and I stepped away. That didn't work out with Revelation Audio. But I got the taste of the market again, and got the Phil brought in on that, and we just kind of hit it all off there. And same thing with John. John Kaiser's our other partner. We needed somebody that could golf in case anybody ever invited us to a golf tournament. So John's a businessman. He does our books and tells us not to spend money. So
we do anyways.
Yeah, we do anyways, and he scratches his head, and so it made sense to me. Rishi pushed me hard to go after my dream, and with a resource like having Audible Physics and Rishi, that's a family, and being able to bounce stuff off of that manufacturing network and that team was it was stupid not to do it. And I asked Phil and John to partner up with me, and here we are. It's been a week in Indonesia, and that's a whole nother story. I'll let Phil tell him his part, but we'll get into the Indonesia trip and where we're at today after Phil tells us his lovely livelihood.
Yeah, pretty similar. Started cardio very young, like 12 years old, obsessing over Cardio magazine and reading it cover to cover until I understood what they were even talking about. And then started installing at a shop, building custom enclosures, everything at 15 years old. And I don't know, did it for a long time and kind of stepped away from it as a job and started working at a chemical plant and now oil refinery. Been there for 14 years or so, but car audio has always still been there. You know, something that's hobby, more of a job. So something that you enjoy to do. And when we got this opportunity, it's like when you can have a guy like Rishi, you know, one of the best building you what you want, you'd be crazy not to try it out, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, Adam already mentioned the Audible Physics. I've run the RAM 6.2A set for 5-6 years, and it's probably one of the best sets I've ever owned. So I can only imagine, you know, when you're building off something on that level already, that you're taking it up a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil and I ran Audible Physics speakers for years, and Tam Nguyen at SLA Acoustics down in Texas, kind of a good friend of ours, and when Tam kind of got into that, and we kind of got hooked into his, you know, his life set of pushing speakers on us and buying them, and then Rishi, you know, saying, hey, you know, here's the next great thing, you guys, and, you know, so, but it truly is, Audible Physics truly is a family. I mean, he does truly care about what he does. A lot of people don't know, but Rishi doesn't, he donates everything he makes off Audible Physics to charities and schools and stuff like that. You know, he's a big time engineer, and you know, got his doctorate in physics, and so he makes money other ways. But he does a ton of OEM speaker building and designing too, because that's his passion. And to have a friend like that tell me that we can do this, and have Phil and John want to join in and not think that I'm going crazy, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think it took much convincing.
No, it didn't really. It was like a 4-second phone call. Phil's like, "Yep, let's do it."
Yeah. The convincing part was on the wives part. Like, hey, listen, we're gonna go to Indonesia and do this thing.
Kaiser was like, "Can't go. It'll kill me. I can't eat that food." And Phil's like, "Man, if they got like nutty bars or granola bars or something, I'll live through it."
I can eat rice cakes or something, you know, whatever.
It was awesome, man. I'll eat anything. I'm fat, you know, but I love food. So, but yeah, that was like the biggest concern when we went over there. It wasn't like, what are we going to deal with? It was like the food, but it was awesung over there.
It was. How was their McDonald's there?
It was just like our McDonald's. It's funny you say that.
It was.
We did have McDonald's one day for lunch. We were in school getting our lesson, and
boot camp.
Yeah, that was our second day there. And he's like, it was kind of like 3:00 in the afternoon. Phil and I are still jet lagged, and these guys are talking about going for dinner at like 6 or 7, and we're like dying hungry, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get McDonald's. You like McDonald's?" We're like, "Oh God, what's this going to be like?" You know. But
yeah, not to mention the 13-hour difference in time. So days and nights are completely bad. So I work swing shift. It wasn't bad. Adam, I felt bad for him. He was struggling.
Yeah. Phil, you remember how you told me to turn the lights off? It was going to be dark.
Yeah.
my motion sensor in my shop garage just went out. So
you look better. You look better this way.
Yeah.
There's no killers in there or something, man. I don't want no one killed live on my channel. It's going to be a big problem.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right. So you guys want to talk about the trip? Tell us what you learned or anything like that.
Ooh. We spent 5 days all day long. Like it was like speaker boot camp. You know, getting to listen to I mean, it was more information than I could process in 5 days. We took a lot of notes.
So we had an idea what we wanted. There's a sound signature Phil and I kind of knew that we liked. Rishi said, "Oh, that doesn't matter. You have to come here first." So we kind of got over there, and he was like, "This is this driver with this cone and this coil. Same motor, same basket. You know, this is this driver, but it's a different grade of coil, copper coil, different shape of wire." So we would listen to 6 different speakers that looked exactly the same, and every one of them would sound super different. and it kind of blew your mind a little bit because you didn't know what to expect, and then we'd look at one another like, oh, that one looks the same as that one. Why does it sound so much different? But it all goes down to the topology of the driver. Then you throw the cone into it, not just the coil, but the cone, and then there's the captain and the bobbin and everything that supports the cone, and it's like, holy crap! What I thought I knew about speakers was so minimal, and our goal, to fly on an airplane for 19 hours and spend thousands of dollars to go over there, it was priceless because I guarantee you there's not very many speaker manufacturers in the United States or speaker companies in the United States that got to experience things how we got to experience them. I know for a
I was going to say, I can only imagine because I have a general knowledge. I know how speakers work and the different pieces, but, I'd be the same way when he starts doing different coils. I know cone materials. Obviously, we all knew that, way back. Cone materials affects it, but all the different little things that you don't know, it probably really threw you for a loop getting in there like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. It's all in how the former and the bobbin support the cone and then the material. It's just, there's infinite possibilities to make a driver's to make a driver spec out to what you want, and he truly is an artist to achieve what he wants or what his customer wants. Really was eye-opening to us because he's like, you just tell me you want this, here you go, this is this. Does this sound good? Okay, it sounds good. He's like, no, this is crap. Listen to this. This is how it, and you listen to it and you're like, well, yeah, that's way better, and it's like, well, why is that better? Because I have no idea because it, I can't tell. And he made us learn about, the technical specs and what piece.
That was a long day.
Yeah, what piece of that driver changed that spec? And it was the reason we did it was because we didn't want to be just two fools in the United States selling speakers. We wanted to know why our product does what it does, and so it was invaluable. And then just being exposed to their culture with audio over there is a lot different than ours, man. They are really immersed in it. Everybody over there has some form of audio, stereo. I mean, they love their music. The car audio culture in Indonesia is nuts. I probably heard, I think what was that car we listened to that Ricky built? Was that the Emma Indonesia champion or something?
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was hands down one of the top 3-4 cars I've ever heard. And it was a very real experience because it was so different than what we listen to and how we listen over here. Even though you're working off of the same sanctioning body where you go and you have the same score sheet, but the subjective preferences is a little different. Not a lot, but a little. But just the way they approach things to me over there is more of a science. I think than what we do over here. We're willing to just jam giant speakers wherever, and the more power, the better. And they're like, oh, I have a 25x4 Steg amp and a DSP and, 1 10-inch sub. And their product yields sound equivalent to what we're used to hearing over here.
They're also working with much smaller spaces. Yeah,
their cars are much smaller.
Oh, they're not rolling around in Escalades over there.
No. They thought I drove a school bus because I had an Expedition. So, but yeah, they a lot of the times, man, it's the same like 4 or 5 cars in Indonesia, and then you got a few exotics and stuff. But I mean, they don't build anything like that in Indonesia, so they import everything, and it's nuts over there.
And all their builds that I've seen, like on Facebook or on videos, they're just top-notch builds. I mean, maybe they're only showing the good ones, but the ones I've seen are freaking incredible.
Oh, they have a ton.
That's what that country does, man. They're craftsmen. I mean, that's just how everything they do is craftsmanship. All those guys, they just get it done, and they work with their hands, and they trial and error. And I don't know how many of the shops over there have CNC and lasers in them. I doubt not very many.
No.
But there's a dude with no shoes on that can run a jigsaw like nobody's business. in every shop. I mean, that's the only way I know how to describe it. They just get it done, and it's inspiring.
So how? Tell me about the name. How'd the name come about? I've never heard the story.
Oh man, I was something I just Rishi and I had talked for a couple of weeks on the phone before I asked John and Phil about anything, before I really mentioned it to him. And he told me it was karma because I did the right thing, getting out of where I was at and who I was involved with. He believes in karma. I mean, that's a big part of their culture over there.
So I also asked him too. I'm like, hey man, Rishi, like, usually I believe if something seems too good to be true, it usually is. And like, why would you do this with us? Like, like you don't have a ton to gain from this. Like, why us? And he explained, just if I could help somebody else out, achieve a goal and a dream of theirs, it's good karma for me. Then after, weeks of trying to think of a name,
it just fit.
And then Adam one day was just like, hey, how about karma? And it was just like, it just clicked. And then we're just like praying, please don't let it be taken. Like when we do a Google search, like, please.
I know that feeling. That's a good story. That's a good story. It's nice to have a story behind the name. People get to kind of know it and know why you've done something and how you've done it. Do you guys want to talk about what are you doing now? What products are out? All that type of stuff?
Yeah. Currently we offer 2 lines. The more affordable line, we'll call it the entry-level line, I guess, is our Aspect line, and it's sold in a 6.1, which is a set. It's a 6.5 and a tweeter. Kevlar cone, high-end coils, stamp steel baskets. The goal with this was anybody could buy it.
And don't put money where you can't see it. Like,
yeah,
don't worry about what it looks like, because it's going to be installed in a door and you're not going to see it. Or, make it cheap, but put the money where it matters. That was what I told Rishi. Is I really always loved Oz Audio, the old school Oz Audio stuff, the Supermans. I mean, there really wasn't a lot to that speaker besides the shiny little Superman logo, but those things sounded so good, and it was just a polypropylene cone, high quality parts, stamped steel baskets, simple, man, and a ton of people had them because they were affordable. They weren't ridiculous even back in the day. And I told Rishi, I said, man, if I do this, I'm not doing this to get rich, man. I want to give back to the hobby that I've been a part of. And so we decided with the Aspect line, make it perform really well. Like $600 plus sets, we compare that speaker line to. It's $280 retail for the 6 and the 1-inch tweeter. And then we had a discussion. We're going to do a 3-inch with it. The 3-inch, you'd probably have to go to a full active. We didn't spend the money to do a 3-way passive, which I feel most people will go active anyways. But we kind of went all out on that one. We wanted a Neo motor to make it fit anywhere. Every factory location. We wanted it to have a super simple grill. The grill on that speaker is magnetic. It clips right back into the flange on the driver. All our drivers have one-piece surrounds and gaskets. It's all one piece. And the Neo motor, we didn't spend a ton of money to put a cover on it or anything etched on it. We just put a sticker on it, and that driver sells for $150 a set. And we have several customers that have pulled $600 and $700 sets out and been extremely pleased with ours, which is awesome. I mean, it's more than what we expected. But we knew when we reached the sound signature that we wanted with that line. We were supposed to be done there, but then we heard
we heard another tweeter and another mid-range that I put together in the sound room at Reese's shop or office. And I made Phil come in and listen to it. And
so that was funny.
Reese's like, no.
No, we listened to the tweeter, and we're like, yeah, we like this tweeter. And then we listened to the 6.5s. We're like, oh, yeah, this one sounds really good. And then we listened to them kind of together, but like just in baffles and stuff.
Yeah, IEC baffles, yeah. Yeah,
he had this home cabinet that was set up that would fit those speakers in. And we were listening to other speakers in these cabinets. And we're like, hey, can we put these in that cabinet and listen to it? He's like, no. So talking for a little bit, he stepped out of the room for a little bit.
He went out for a smoke break, and I put him in there.
Adam goes, hey, grab those speakers. Let's put them in. So we put them in, and we're sitting there. We're just like blown away by how good they sounded. And he walks in and saw what we had done, and he had the look of disappointment.
Yeah, he was pissed. And I told him, I was like, I don't care what it costs.
Yeah, we want these. And he's like, this is why I didn't want you to put those in there. I knew you'd want them. Because we were going to wait and build that line later on. But then after we heard it, we're like, no, we need this like right now.
Yeah, so we just called John and told him we're going to need a lot more money. And our wives didn't know. And we just did it. That's the biggest struggle with all of this, man, is wanting to take everything and just get it done and do it, because it's been so fun. It's not stressful for us. If it's stressful, we don't want to do it anymore. But it's the baby steps and growing the brand and getting out there. And with the pandemic, man, I was scared. We kind of went over there in March and February, yeah. And by March, it was like, oh man, we were in the lion's den. Like, it was bad, But here we are, and it's not been bad. Honestly, it's going really well, better than I thought it would be this year.
Yeah. And so what's the high end line called? I know that the entry level or the mid tier is the Aspect.
Yep, Aspect is the 6-inch, 3-inch, and then the 1-inch, and then we do have the Allure. Is kind of our it's kind of that hold my beer, no holds bar, like, and it's priced crazy, but it's kind of the culmination of everything I've ever looked for in a set of drivers. It's a 6.5, and it's a what is that, a 60 millimeter dome
on the tweeter.
Yeah, what is the tweeter?
It's 25 millimeter, but it's a 60 millimeter housing. It's a large housing. It's got external motor. I mean, so it's a big housing.
Yeah, it's got a waveguide on it. Yeah, it's a 60 millimeter outside diameter, 25 millimeter dome and coil.
But it has a very low FS of like 610, so it plays very low for a 25 millimeter tweeter.
Phil and I have
small format tweeter.
Yeah. Phil and I are running them in our cars at 1800 hertz, 24 dB slopes, and throwing
that's a lot of power. That's pretty low for a 25 millimeter tweeter, man.
And it is. Using it.
People at the first show assumed I still had 3-inch mids, and all I did was shove a tweeter in there, and the same pillars. And we've run 2-way master level mecha competitions and done really well. People are always blown away when we tell them it's just a 2-way. The 6.5 is they're flat wire coils. It's a little smoother transition in the gaps. Really high end material in that coil. And it's same Kevlar cone, cast basket, a little bit better motor. Obviously the housing on the tweeter, we had to spend some money to do the tooling and research and development on that. But it's an external motor instead of an internal motor on the tweeter. Very smooth response. They play up past 40K. So they're an amazing tweeter on off access. They sound huge. That's the biggest thing, is we give them to people and they drop them in. With the waveguide that's on it and the way it's done, the tweeter sounds so much bigger than what most people are used to. So then the ability to have just a two-way. I mean, it's kind of like running a wideband, because it's less phase points, less crossover points, easier to EQ. It's really brought a lot of people's eyes back to kind of we've overcomplicated things with three ways. Not that the three way is bad. I think in a lot of cases the three way is better, but when installed a certain way, the two way can be as good, in my opinion.
Sometimes simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Use the KISS method. Keep it.
Yeah,
simple,
I thought
stupid.
I would miss taking my threes out of my pillars and going to a two-way set and everything. But as soon as I put them in just to listen to them, I was like, wow, this thing stages just as good as it did. And just, I don't have any intention on changing it out anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. I mean, the first show we went to, I think I had the highest score in Mecha Master for the whole season and won Best of Show with a two-way set.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
with a
then
finals level judge.
Won
Yeah.
my Iasca class, and I won second Emma. Only got beat by Adam, which it's okay because we have the same set.
Oh, I would have went in there. I would have changed something up. Just
So it was by 1 point.
1 point tonality. Yeah.
1 point.
Wow.
And so it was a win for Karma since we took first and second place. And then Dan did pretty well with his car as well, running Karma. He runs the aspect set, his car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's running three-way or two-way with that.
Three-way.
Yep. Kevin Keene got second at finals in the stock class to Rob Bess's wife's car with a full aspect three-way, and that car's pretty impressive.
Very.
So, yeah, to get Kevin out there in a short amount of time that he had it all together to pull off, a score like he did in 80 in a stock class with stock locations, and get a second place in the Mecha finals is a pretty cool thing. No more than we really got going, and that's an entry level set. I mean, he's running with, I would say Kevin's install is probably $3,000 or less total value. Yeah, I mean, he's factory head unit, uses the phone as source, VXI 5-channel amp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive to see what guys are doing with it. So yeah, I mean, guys over in Philippines and Indonesia are just loving it, falling in love with it. They are a little more back to normal than what we are right now. So, it's cool to see. It's not only is it cool to sell stuff to our buddies here and have the support of our friends here, but it's kind of been awesome, man. The family keeps growing, and we got Singapore and Indonesia, Trinidad.
Yeah, seeing installs
Thailand,
from pictures of cars in other countries of our products is awesome.
Yeah, there's a company in Singapore. They do a lot of European supercar work, stuff like that, and Alex is going to be posting some pictures here soon, and so it's neat. I mean, it's the dream come true, man. As a kid, when you're flipping through a magazine, and now it's us, So slowly but surely, like I said, the hard part is baby steps, not doing it all at once, and So
I can imagine, seeing somebody running the speakers that you personally had something to do with. You kind of picked the sound of it, the packaging, everything, and seeing people buy that. I bet that's pretty awesome. When we close out, we'll kind of go and talk about how people can get a hold of you guys and buy these and dealers and that stuff. But do you guys kind of mind walking us through what systems you're running now, like the complete system?
Yeah. I think both Phil and I's cars are somewhat in parts, but
not right now. Mine's good.
Mine's always
good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I am still running the Allure 2-way. I've been playing with tweeter locations, just kind of moving them around. I have my 6.5s in the floor of my truck. They just basically face right out at each seat. And I have sub box in the back with 2 Dyne Audio Isatar 12s, and then I've got an array of Symphony amplifiers in the back, and a PS8 Pro DSP from Arc Audio. So, and I've been playing with a few different processors and we're kind of learning about electronics and trying to see what we can do there. And so, yeah, I mean, we've got, Phil and I have a really good relationship with Emilios. That's the owner and distributor of Audio Excellent. So he does a lot of high-end home audio, but he also distributes symphony and audio development for car audio. So his guidance with sales, and then he kind of, makes our lives easier and helps us out with some of the high-end car audio stuff. He's been a big asset. So a lot of what we use, we try and support guys like that we know in the industry. So Emilios takes care of us, and we try and help him out. And I just ordered a bunch of cables from Joe Davis, RSD cables. So everybody knows Joe's a great guy in the competition scene. So yeah, I mean, we kind of try and help our local shops out. Phil works out, helps out at a couple different shops, and I've got a couple of guys here in town in Des Moines that I try and help out with. So we keep it friendly. Try and spread the love.
So I've got the Sony GS9 head unit, which I've had since it came out. At first, it's a love-hate thing, but kind of got used to it, so it's still in there. Helix Pro processor, the original DSP Pro, Symphony amps, and currently I'm back to the Allure two-way set. I was trying out Aspect set because I drive my car a lot. I got a 45-minute drive each way to and from work, so I threw the Aspect set in there to torture test it for a while and see what it's capable of and install in a car that I'm familiar with. But I put the Allures back in there, Symphony amps. I have a audio development sub, and it's kind of a simple setup, but it's done well, and I like it enough to where I dread the day I have to get a new car, because then it means I gotta
do it all over
new
again.
install, and yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Allures, the 6s are in the kick panels that I had built for 8s. So I just made adapter plates and put them in, and my pillars had 3-inch in them, and I just same thing, made adapters and put tweeters in there so I have a pretty universal install that I have the ability to switch things out to and try different things.
That sounds pretty cool. And I heard Adam say something about learning electronics. Is there going to be a Karma DSP going on?
Oh, like I said, baby steps, Robert. Baby
Yeah.
steps.
We've got ideas for electronics in the future, just certain things, some kind of specialty items that aren't made anymore.
Yeah, if we did that, it'd be something that kind of market niche stuff that the diehard audio guys know about, would use. Something we wouldn't have to make 10,000 of. But yeah, there's definitely that in the future. We've got some more drivers slated to come out. We're working currently on a 6x9 woofer. It's a huge demand here in the United States. Our dealers are screaming for a high value, high performance 6x9. So hopefully no later than mid 2021 we'll have that. We will add a mid range to the Allure line. And maybe some subwoofers, maybe 1 or 2 of those. So those could all come in the next year, following year.
You guys know how I feel about subwoofers. I'm a subwoofer guy.
Yeah.
But the 6x9 subwoofers, a lot of cars have 6x9s in them. I can see why there's a demand to just be able to have those in the back, and then your front stage up front.
Well, not even in the back. A lot of cars now have them in the doors up front.
Every truck has got a 6x9 in the door. Toyota, Subaru cars. I mean, it's nuts. I honestly didn't realize that until we started talking with our dealers. So yeah, that was kind of a priority they asked for. Hey, we love the sound, but our drivers, our customers want stuff that they don't have to have us make plates for or whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's what we want. We want to be able to support the industry, but at the same time, support the hobby. And so it's kind of fun. I I was more than flattered that they were like, hey, man, you know what you guys should do? And that's how we get better, feedback from customers and dealerships. And so, yeah, it is a big demand. So, and then
that's
we
cool.
need,
That's a good thing about it.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to say that's a good thing
you.
about having a dealer network. Okay. Having a dealer network, the good part about it is having the feedback, because us enthusiasts, we might not always see what everyday people want. And having them, I've learned that by doing this show with Dean, that there's a lot of it I don't understand because I don't see these people that aren't enthusiasts like us every day.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And then
what I want to build isn't what's going to sell, like a lot of,
Yeah. That set of speakers we had to have, and no matter the cost, probably isn't going to make us our money. It's going to be, the drivers that people buy every day. And as a business, you have to adapt and learn. So I was going to say, Robert, we just need to turn you from a woofer guy into a mid-range and tweeter guy, because that's where all the important information is.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Sometimes you got to put the gravy on, but you can't.
I'm all about
you can't
the
look
gravy.
past the good. You can't look past a good mid-range and a tweet setup. And like I tell people, what's funny about me is most of the time I don't even have my subwoofer on at all. I just have the front stage on, and I listen to music that way. And then if someone wants to see the system, of course, I'll turn the subwoofer on for them. But yeah,
you let us dial you in, and you won't even notice.
Yeah,
the subwoofer's back there. It'll sound like it's all part of everything else.
What's funny is a bunch of your viewers and listeners and stuff I know are SPL guys. They like that extra gravy. And Phil and I always get criticized because we demo our cars so loud to people. We like it loud too. We're bad. Yeah. And there are people get like, oh no, oh my God, that's way too loud. Oh my God. And it's like, really? That's not that bad. So we like gravy too. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to sound like a live performance. I don't know how many concerts, you've been to, but they're not exactly quiet.
Yeah. And there was a dark age in SQ where it was like very low volume. It's not like that anymore. I've listened to new ones, but I remember when they would dude, pinky in the air at the highest degree. You have to sit, and it's like, dude, can I hear this radio or what?
Yeah, my favorite demos.
We're not those guys, man.
Yeah, my favorite demos of even other people's cars when they're like, yeah, man, turn it up as much as you want.
Yep.
You want to jam out? Let's jam out. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I listened to a car. Ben Zimmerman let me demo his BMW at finals, and he must have turned the volume up all the way before he backed out and shut the door. And he knows I like it loud, but it was a fireworks track. Man, I about screamed to my pants. It was so loud instantly. It was like, kaboom! I was like, oh. Those are the kind of demos I want, man. I want it to be real. I like that visceral impact.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you're probably not always going to win awards with that, but it's just fun, We're in here to have fun.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's in competition's a crapshoot, man. Reading what judges want what and what judges like what and their references, totally, it's a crapshoot, man. It's more about the people and having fun. We want to support some more of those SQ meets instead of SQ competitions. So, if those are out there, man, I know Jason Bartholomew does one out on the East Coast. SQology just did one in Knoxville, Tennessee that Phil and Dan got to go to. I couldn't make it, but kind of that test and tune, and it's no judges, no score sheets, I guess. Judges are there. They're helping you to get better.
Like real-time feedback.
That's
like you sit in the car with them as they're going through the score sheet, and they're telling you what they're listening for and, what they think you could do to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what I need, because my ears are... I can get to a certain point, but I need a lot of help on the tuning. That's why I'm so scared to ever compete SQ, because I'm like, man, I know I'm going to be so far off the mark.
Yeah, you got to dive in, man. We've all been there. I mean, in 2014, I didn't own a DSP, and after that finals in 2014, I got a Helix, and it was like a whole new curve. I mean, I just remember looking at that screen on the computer going, what did I buy? And it was so different from the analog stuff that I'd used. And it is ominous, but man, there's so much information and guys like you doing their videos out there. I know Nick Apsell has done some videos on stuff like that. Audio Frog has a great tutorial on how to do all that stuff. And the industry's really supported it. It's funny, the DIY is huge here in the United States, but not so much in Asia, man. They still rely on their installers. Again, that's that difference in market, but don't be afraid to jump in, man. And there's always guys. You'll find the good guys quick. The guys that keep their cars shut and nobody demos for, you'll figure that out pretty quick. And we're not those guys, man. We want everybody to come, hang out, have fun. If there's not, if we're at a show and there's not a judge in one of our cars, I guarantee you there's somebody in there demoing it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. We learned that lesson at 2014 when there was a lot of cars we couldn't get into.
Yeah, and man, I'd love to get you guys back, you and Derek both get back and see the difference, because even since 2014, it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, we got to push people. And Phil and I we're really good at on Sunday after we got a lot of our judging done, or on Saturday now that we're in master's class, we don't get judged till last. So Saturday we just grab a beer out of the cooler and walk around and harass people and have fun, and that's what we do best. So, but yeah, I mean, it's fun. If you got listeners out there that
not just harass, we do a lot of helping and a lot of helping people tune, and just it's always good to get more people to listen and more ears. And
yeah.
I mean, you probably should have helped Adam tune his system a little bit before he beat you. In the bad way.
That's the best part, though, is he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
We all tuned each other's cars like the night before. Like it was like a quick tuning session. Like I think we spent 15, 20 minutes on my car.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes on your car, 15, 20 minutes on mine, and the rest we drank beer and then tuned Dan's card. Dan did better than both of us.
That's funny. So how can folks get these speakers in their cars? Where do they got to go? I've left a link to the Facebook group in the description of this video. But outside of that, how do they reach you?
So right now we have the company page and a group page. We started the group page first, and then realizing that you have to request to join the group page. It's not public, not everybody can see it. We started transferring stuff over to the company page, which is public when it pops up in ads and stuff like that. But we don't have a website yet. It's in the works, and that's my fault. It's taking a little longer, but I wanted to build a website myself. That way, if it needs updated, I can keep up with it and update it or change it as needed. But that's coming. But until then, you can reach us through Facebook on our company page, or through Messenger. Or
Yep, and we can.
All the pricing is all on there.
Yep, it's a pinned post on the Facebook page. So, we have some dealers. We're starting to get more. I think as the snow melts in the spring, and Phil and I can do some more traveling, we'll get some more dealers lined up. But right now we're doing some direct sales, and it's been good. I think everybody's been happy. Through Facebook is pretty easy. But if not, it's Adam at karmamobileaudio.com and Phil at karmamobileaudio.com if you want to email us. Hopefully in the next 60 to 90 days, we'll have a website with all the information we should have. Sooner, Phil says. So, it's one of those things that we thought we'd do ourselves, and it's like everything, we're learning.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Everyone's, like you said, it's kind of a community thing. So you're starting on Facebook, and then you'll go out into the world with the web page. So I'm pumped to hear some of these speakers. I think I've heard good things, so I imagine they're going to be pretty good because the people I've heard good things from have good ears. So
yeah, we've got a few things coming up for next year. We're building we had a couple new vehicles coming. that are going to hit the competition scenes that are going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna build a car that that hopefully will wow all the kids. So
Yeah, whether you want it, you know,
we're gonna hit all points with this one.
Perfect score sheet or loud enough to you know, make you uncomfortable.
Oh wow, you guys are building a 1-seat car?
No.
No, it's gonna have 2 seats, but you might have to sit in the back seat to listen.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I don't know
as well as maybe a couple other competitors running Karma that have some pretty crazy setups.
We got 6 or 7 good guys. I firmly believe we're watching the industry, and same thing with picking my partners, man. You guys surround yourself with the best, find the best, and you know, don't be afraid to put people out there that are better than you. And so that's our philosophy. We got some great friends, and so the same thing for you, man. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys helping me fill my schedule out here. Like our buddy Jesse says, you know, it's great that you guys put the prices out there. I hate when companies won't do that. That is a huge annoyance. It's like, well, PM me. No, just tell me the price. Everybody should know the price. And having it out there, it's awesome. So everyone knows what
we're proud. We're proud of the pricing, especially after you hear what you can get for it, you know?
Yeah, it is the hold my beer, watch this pricing. So
we've had other people in the industry ask, how are you guys ever going to make money selling speakers like that? You know, I don't know. We might not, but
we all have careers. This is fun. I mean, we're doing this. We're making some money, but it's not like these other companies, man. We're going to give you the best possible product we can at the lowest possible price. If it pays for our fees to get into shows and keep our hobby going, then that's our goal, you know.
Yeah, we don't have overhead that we have to pay for or anything like that. It's just whatever our travels are, you know, our travels to Indonesia or stuff like that. But, you know, pretty much doing it, like I said, for the fun and just to make a good product that people can afford.
Built with passion for the passionate.
There you go. There's the tagline right there.
It's not the water.
For the enthusiast, by the enthusiast.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to mention before we sign off here? You got anything else coming up?
Man, we just need this virus crap to go away and everybody to be healthy and happy and have a good new year and start off 2021 with a bang.
Yeah. I feel the same way, man. It's killed everybody, killed the whole community aspect of actually getting in person and hanging out.
Yeah, it's made it tough, and that's the best part of this community is just geeking out together, man. It's video game guys can do it over the internet, man. We got to be together. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can't demo your car, you know, over a YouTube video. It doesn't quite work out well.
Everybody's car sounds like my damn iPhone.
Yeah. That's the problem. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on.
No, thanks for having us, man.
I'm excited for the speakers. I think you guys are doing a good job, and I think it's going to blow up. I hope it blows up because I know you guys are good guys. So
appreciate
that's
that.
it. Yeah. And before I sign off, let me shout out Brandon Hanna for the super chat earlier. Appreciate it, dude. And that's it. I'm streaming tomorrow. I've got a announcement I'm going to have tomorrow on the 21st. So everyone check it out, 7 o'clock. It should be fun. But outside of that, unless you guys don't have anything else, I think we get out of here.
I think we bored everybody enough.
Right.
No, they love it, man. Okay,
All right, cool.
I hope they start joining your page now. I'm going to go in and add the other. I'm going to add. I don't know if I added the group or the business page, but I'm going to add them both in the description.
They should be linked. They're linked together. If you go on one, it should give you the link to the other one as well.
All right, good.
As long as I did it correctly.
All right.
Man, I'm just lucky that this whole streaming thing worked out. I don't do technology.
It has speakers.
Yeah. I just run 2-channel, man.
Yeah. So everybody go check it out. Join their Facebook group. You know, kind of check these speakers out in person. We didn't show them here, but once you see them, you're going to be happy, I think. So Check them out, and we will see you guys, or I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again for joining me, guys.
Hey,
No
thanks
problem,
for having us.
Robert.
And keep up the good work.